Well, welcome everybody to 2023. Let's see, how do you say that in Italian? We got any Italians with us? 2023. 2023.
Okay.
So have you been writing 2023 already?
No.
Hi. Ciao a
Ciao,
tutti.
Eleonora.
Hi. Oh, how many people here tonight?
2023. 2023. We were
Did
just
I-
talking about that,
Oh.
about the Happy New Year, and
Did I send you the right thing, Eleonora?
Happy New Year.
Did I send you the right thing?
I'm sorry.
ciao Silvana.
Ciao ragazzi. Ciao a
Ciao
tutti.
Hello,
Silvana.
Derek. Welcome, Derek.
Hi Derek. What a pleasure to see you.
So, Derek, have you been on a meeting before? Your name is familiar.
Non ho capito.
No. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Nick
Can you
sta
hear us?
chiedendo a Derek se ha mai partecipato a un altro meeting prima perché il suo nome è familiare. Derek, I will go in Italian because there is Silvana and sometimes even other people from Carlentini and they don't speak English, so I translate simultaneously.
Derek Favara.
Favara, yeah.
Is this your first meeting, Derek?
Yes.
Slight delay and an echo. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but well, welcome. Where are you located, Derek?
Seattle, Washington.
I didn't catch that. Can you say it again?
Seattle, Washington.
Seattle, Washington. Okay. The great state of Washington.
The Evergreen State.
Oh, Jeremy.
The evergreen state. Okay. So what is the descriptor for Nebraska? Isn't it the Cornhusker state?
Yes.
Yep. Used to
And
be
the
the beef state. Remember that?
Used to be?
Beef state.
Nebraska, the good life.
I didn't get it. Used to be?
The beef state.
The
We raise
beef.
cattle.
Ok.
Lo stato delle
Dicono
mucche.
lo stato del Washington è lo stato sempreverde. The beef sarebbe la carne, no?
La carne, certo. Quindi
Sì.
La
gli
carne.
allevamenti.
Sì.
Sì. Avevo capito.
I got a quick question for Eleonora.
Sì.
You asked if you thought I sent you the wrong thing. Did I resent something? Was that correct? Was that what
You're talking about our emails.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Today I worked the whole day and I haven't double checked. Did you send it today?
No, I sent it.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, when I open it, at least in my telephone, I see the test on the top of the other one.
Oh,
Yeah,
do you
double
have a
image.
computer to open it? Can you open it in a computer?
I will open it later and I will let you know from my iPad.
Okay.
I've already double checked in my telephone and was not correct. I will work on it.
Okay. All right. No problem.
No problem.
So I was mentioning earlier that I can only stay till 3 o'clock and we'll reevaluate at 3 p.m. as to whether Mary Kay will host beyond that point. But I will have to leave.
Nick può
the meeting at
rimanere
3
fino alle
p.m.
3, dopodiché c'è le sue 3, quindi alle 10
Certo, per noi
nostre,
siamo
dopodiché
le
se ne deve andare.
Ho capito.
Okay, so Bob Hughes and I have been meeting prior to 2 p.m. and we already talked about the relationships of people in this tree. So I think we're gonna skip that, right, Bob? And so that leads us to the winter events at the Italian Center in Sacramento. La Festa della Befana is held there in Sacramento each January at the Italian Cultural Society of Sacramento, and they hold a children's festival that they call La Festa della Befana, and that'll be this Saturday on January 8th. Well, I wanted to show the email that they sent me because I'm always impressed with this group and the information that they send out. And
Stiamo parlando della festa della Befana. Are we talking about the festival of the Befana?
Yeah.
Look at that.
okay, so they have all of these upcoming events. The Italian Cultural Center and Museum is in Sacramento, which is my hometown.
California.
Yeah. So somehow I got on their mailing list, and it's just fun to look at what they're doing. And I wish I could go to some of these events, but they're going to have all of these lectures and films. And
Oh,
this
Little
one looks
Italy
good about the
documentary.
hill.
The Hill
in
is
St.
about
Louis.
St. Louis, isn't it?
Yeah, the hill is about St. Louis.
Oh, this is
And a
nice.
biography of Rudolph Valentino. And they're going to show the film The Truffle Hunters, and then the Great Lakes
I
of
cacciatori
Italy.
di tartufi, il film. Interesting.
But this I thought was interesting that they're doing this event. La Festa della Befana.
Is there
Sunday,
a big,
January 8th.
is there a big
Quindi,
Italian
in
community?
È scritto in italiano.
Sì,
La
la festa della Befana. L'Epifania
they're
tutte
gonna-
le feste porta via.
Così si dice.
They're going to celebrate with the entire family. They're going to have the puppet show, children's books, T-shirts, folk dancers, biscotti,
My goodness,
dolci,
I would
panettone.
love to be there.
Wouldn't that be
Panettone,
great? Yeah, so we're going to have to start doing this in
regalo per
Omaha.
tutti I bambini.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting challenge. It already exists, la festa italiana, but this is related on the 6th of January at the end of all the festivities.
I found this
Well-
article about La Befana, which
Però come mai loro la festeggiano giorno 8, quando invece è giorno 6?
It should be the
Children eagerly
6th
await.
in theory. Silvana, she's saying,
Yeah.
why are they celebrating on the
well, they
on
do
the
it.
8th?
They do it on the weekend so that the children can
Forse perché è
come.
domenica,
Yeah, because it's Sunday. Yeah,
perché da noi è festa, quindi la
because
scuola
in
sono
Italy
chiuse.
the 6th is red in our calendar, so for us it's a holiday. Mhm.
Right. Yeah, we
Now
don't have
the,
that day off here.
The Italian Heritage Club. The Italian Heritage Club is having a spaghetti dinner Sunday, and Befana also comes for that in Omaha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's Dr.
So-
Bowen Party.
I thought this was interesting that the name La Befana originates from the Greek word epiphania, the
Epifania.
Italian name for the religious festival of Epiphany.
Yeah, Epiphany.
So
Non sai che significa? È il momento
No.
in
then
cui
there,
il figlio di
then they
Dio si
talk about
mostra,
these
si
legends.
mostra ai re magi, quindi si fa conoscere. L'Epifania significa conoscere qualcosa.
So Epiphany means to know, to reveal, to realize.
Perché è il
And
momento, è il giorno
because
in
it's the
cui i
man
magi
is the moment when baby Jesus reveals himself to the three kings, Infatti in inglese loro hanno un'espressione, ho avuto un'epifania, che vuol dire
Anche noi ce l'abbiamo.
mi sono
Questo.
ricordato. In English you use a lot, I had an epiphany.
Sì, è come avere una
Like, you have an
visione
enlightenment. Sì. Ciao Laura.
È il
You
giorno,
have an enlightenment.
il giorno in cui i magi arrivarono nella grotta di Betlemme.
Bello.
Il 6 di gennaio. Ciao Laura.
Bellissima, questa è una festa di Sacramento in California. Nick, can you go back again in the chronology of the festa della Befana? Over there. So, faranno proiezione di documentari, soprattutto di comunità italiane come The Hill, che è la comunità di San Luis. Ci sarà lo spettacolo dei pupi, biscotti, dei regali. And does the Befana brings the cow to the cow? I think should be Carbone. Let me look for it. Carbone. Yeah, the coal.
I'm thinking about gold chocolate coins.
Coins or coal?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the same in Italy. Ciao Salvo.
Ciao a tutti.
I would like to go back a little to Derek before you go away, Nick.
Okay.
Because Derek had the invitation 1 year ago. Un anno fa Derek ha avuto l'invito in queste Zoom. And today we had the chance to talk because he's planning to come to Carlentini next June. Actually, today I had 3 different meetings about people coming in June. One is Abby, Santa Lucia's Queen Mother. She's coming next June. And then we talked with Connie Mangano and her son. They will be for 2 weeks with the foundation football for the world. We will have 3 coaches and they will come in Carlentini, and we will select 45 kids and they will be trained for 2 weeks. And even Derek is planning to come the first 2 weeks of June. So in Carlentini, we will have a lot of Americans around in those days.
And I'm coming too in May.
Why don't you tell me when you're coming so I can put it in my schedule? I was showing to Derek today my calendar. This is April.
I was at a
Crazy.
travel.
This is May. This is June. Even
Oh no, I better get
show
going.
you September.
I met with a travel agent right before this meeting, so I'll be there the
It's
first
fine.
week.
We will talk one by one. Allora, dicevo, go shortly in Italian and then I come back. And then we will work on Derek family tree because he is related with Gary. Let me see. Gary is here. Gary Gibilisco? No, I don't see him. Okay. Because he showed me the same statue that Gary always shows us inside the villa. That's his great grandpa. I said, wait, so you're related with Gary? And then he said, yeah, we are first or second cousin. So
Correct.
my issue is Derek related with the Salernos? Because I have all
Derek
the
mi
Salernos.
somiglia a un carlentinese.
Silvana says that you look like a guy that she knows in Carlentini. Allora, dicevo in inglese brevemente, oggi ho fatto un'oretta di chiacchierata con Derek che vuole venire per la prima volta in Europa, non è mai stato in Europa, quindi giustamente gli ho dato dei consigli, come si fa, Roma non puoi evitarla, piuttosto che la Sicilia, e lui sarà a giugno per 2 settimane in Sicilia. Insieme a lui ci sarà anche la mamma di Abby, che è l'attuale reginetta di Santa Lucia, e loro vogliono visitare Carlentini sempre le prime 2 settimane di giugno, e insieme a loro, che io sappia, ci sarà anche un team di 3 coach che verranno da Omaha, gestiti da Connie Mangano e suo figlio Joe, e si chiama questa fondazione Football per il Mondo. e loro stanno chiedendo di selezionare 45 bambini e bambine tra i 12 e i 16 anni che per 2 settimane verranno allenati da questi coach americani che poi alla fine lasceranno dei regali come i palloni, le t-shirt, le scarpe, quindi è la prima esperienza di scambio su base sportiva. Quindi a giugno
Ottimo.
preparatevi perché stanno calando gli americani. Allora Susan ha detto pure io
Eleonora, ma
vengo.
già c'è
Michele,
già
pure
un
io
accordo?
vengo. Ti sto aspettando.
Eleonora, c'è già un accordo con qualche associazione sportiva per Carlentini?
In
Come sono
realtà,
combinati?
Silvana, con mio grande, cioè Salvo Palmeri
Rammarico.
mi sta aiutando, con mia grande tristezza non esiste un'associazione sportiva per bambini, perché il
Come?
primo segmento lui ci aveva chiesto bimbi dai 6 ai 12 e Salvo
Ma
Palmeri si
se-
sta occupando di questo.
Ma
Se
scusa,
voi
ma
no,
volete,
ci sono i
fatemi
pulcini del
sapere.
Carlentino.
appunto i pulcini del calcio, ma anche fosse la pallavolo fa qualcosa.
Dice che
non
erano
ti
attivi
dico.
prima del Covid, ma dopo il Covid non
Ah.
lo sono più. Comunque, se avete contatti,
pallavolo
fatemi
sicuro.
sapere.
Okay, people, you're losing us.
I know, I'm
Eleonora,
sorry. I just
io-
used the contacts that we have here for our association's businesses. I mean, I was very disappointed today talking with Salvo Palmeri and the guys of football of the world. We don't have one association of sport for kids in Carlentini.
No.
And actually,
No.
they
Guarda, per
say,
quanto riguarda il football americano, di sicuro qua non lo conosciamo
no,
proprio,
no,
però
so che il calcio
il basket
italiano.
lo fanno, il basket lo fanno, la pallavolo
No,
la
serve di
fanno.
calcio. We need
Per il
Italian
calcio
soccer.
non lo so.
Scusa
Mi si
Eleonora, scusa
Sì.
Eleonora, io non è che voglio essere l'ago della discordia, ma questo
Vai.
Salvo Palmeri è quello che aveva organizzato in un certo modo l'incontro degli americani qui a Carlentini, che aveva c'erano delle faianze. Ora, come fa lui a voler gestire, dire di organizzare, quando invece ci sono delle società sportive, ci sono nostri
Certo.
alunni che frequentano il calcio, quindi come fa a
Esatto.
dire che non c'è niente? Allora lo organizziamo noi, facciamo
Esatto.
noi una selezione
Infatti
oppure contatto.
la cosa migliore, secondo me, è accedere direttamente alle scuole. Infatti,
Allora,
dovevo venire a
ascolta.
parlare anche di questo.
Un'altra cosa,
per
Eleonora,
presente.
anche da me a San Luca ci sono bambini che frequentano il calcio. Tra l'altro, due
Infatti.
bambini delle mie colleghe, uno ha 6 anni e l'altro, uno ha 7 anni e l'altro ha 8 anni, frequentano il calcio con un campetto di San Luca. E a
just for
Carlentini
the-
Centro ci sono gli
People,
altri.
can
For
we,
the new
can we
ones,
just get a few translations along the way
Yeah,
because
they
we're
are
getting
just saying
totally
that
lost.
they're very disappointed because it's not true, because a lot of students they have soccer activities, and Laura, she's the vice principal of the most important elementary and middle school in Carlentini. Silvana, she works in the administration of the second. Both of them are important because they are equal, and in Carlentini we have just 2 schools, so both they know exactly what's going on in each one of them. So they were suggesting, why don't you come here and we'll talk about it. Io verrò di presenza e ne parliamo. Questo sarà un
Io mi informo
argomento
con le
di...
mie colleghe, ti dirò il nome
Sì.
dell'allenatore.
So let's go.
Sì, ma noi
because I would
anche
like Derek to
Certo,
meet,
noi dobbiamo dire
his,
quello che... giusto?
O comunque
aspettate.
sapere quanti, per esempio, quanti devono essere questi ragazzini. Un numero
Ne
di...
Magari li organizziamo
Ne
in qualche
parliamo in
modo.
una
È così.
separata sede. Sì, sì,
Ok,
ve lo faccio
ok.
sapere.
Va
Okay,
bene.
let's see, Derek, how you are related with everybody. So just to give you a little portrait, Nick, do you want to present the team of the genealogist?
Sure. So Derek, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Mhm.
Yes, very clearly at this point. So I was going to just see if I had you in the tree, and it doesn't appear that I do. We have lots of Favara names in the tree. Do any of these 7 people relate to you?
Yes, Francesco would be my great-grandfather and great-great-grandfather. And Gaetana is the wife of Francesco, who immigrated to the United States.
Okay. So let's go to Francesco's profile. We have 12 hints for him. So obviously, we haven't worked on this line before.
In questa linea noi non ci
But
abbiamo mai lavorato
I
finora.
recognize his wife because we worked on the Salernos quite a bit.
Yes, that is.
Tilly, I remember this name.
Yes.
I remember Tilly.
This is, she went also by a few names, which I'm trying to organize with the Secretary of State in Nebraska right now. She chose a few different names. And so Adeline is also her name. She took that name Adelina when she arrived in the United States. And she also took the name Tilly. But her daughter, Lucille, who's still alive at 95 years old, she explained the origin of names Adelina and Tilly. They're variations of Gaetana, but I'm not aware how. It has to do with the Italian language, I guess. But she explained it all to me.
Okay, so I'm going to add that as also known as Adeline. And let's see. So one of the children that's on Find a Grave is Agata.
Mhm. Yes, Agata is.
She died young, apparently.
She did. She died of appendicitis when she was about 9 years old in the United States.
Interesting.
And but she was immigrated as well. You should be able to find all that information, as I have, through the manifests and the U.S. Census, which is as far as I've come.
So in terms of the people that have Francesco or Frank in their family tree, there's somebody named America Blancato. Is the only one that matches, so that's interesting. And he says the parents are Francesco and Francesca Faragone.
Nick
Interesting.
Faragone o Fagone? Senza la F. O Faraone.
Yeah, that
C'è
doesn't
qualcosa che
sound
non
like a
va.
Carlentini name.
Yeah,
So
there is
before I-
something.
C'è
Before
qualcosa
I
che non
add
va.
that information into the tree, we have part of our team, an integral part of our team is Jim Beck. And Jim has a family tree that he calls My Surface, which is
So-
one of my principal sources for Carlentini families. So if we search Francesco,
This is our mother tree, as
Mara.
we call it, more than 40,000 people. Yeah. Questo è il
Does
nostro albero
anybody
madre, quello
recall,
di Joe Beckman.
let's see, I'm gonna close this one. We got Francesco over here. He's born in 1883, so we're looking for the Francesco of 1883 fame. There's 14 results in history for that name, but I don't see any born in 1883. So sometimes what Jim does is he puts like approximate dates when he doesn't have. Like
What
this one
about
here.
the ancestor that you have in common with the Gary Gibilisco? And Nick, I sent to you on Messenger the family tree that today Derek shared with me, because he has worked as well a little Gaetana Salerno.
Nick, you were looking for 1833?
No, 1883.
Okay, thank you.
This is him here, Francesco Frank Favara, 1883 to 1972. And so we're looking for our source. So this is the wrong Gaetana. Huh, interesting. Jim doesn't have those folks in there. But let's just go back to his tree and look at some more of these hints. This is 3 trees. So why am I only seeing? Oh, here we go. Here's one that I know. Diane McCaw has been with us. She says 1883 Carlentini, Father Pasquale, Mother Mariana. Oh, here's your tree. Okay, Derek, now we're together.
Messana è
go.
un antico nome carlentinese, non ce ne sono più forse di Messana.
Well, I'm gonna
Quale?
say
Castana?
Messana,
Messana. Ah,
erano delle persone abbastanza... hanno lasciato
one of the things you could do if you're so interested, Derek, is to share your tree with me. My username is nchimino1 and my email is ancestorpuzzles@gmail.
so you
Okay.
can find the matches.
So you believe that the father is Francesco and the mother is Mariana. Well, that's interesting because that is different than what Diane McCaw has.
It's a puzzle.
Yeah.
I have
So these children, I assume, are going to be accurate. Mary A.
well, I might be able to.
1999. Which one of these is yours? Is it Joseph?
Joseph is my grandfather.
Okay.
He's my father's father. He was born in Omaha. Joseph was the first generation Italian American born in Omaha.
Nick, I have a question for you from Laura while you're keep going. Can we add on Ancestry videos in the gallery?
No.
Oh, okay, just pictures, right?
These are you can upload photos, you can create stories. You can upload a story, which is basically a PDF or a Word doc.
Okay.
You can upload those, or you can create a story, but you can't do videos on here.
No,
Now,
Laura, dice che non si
family
possono mettere
search,
video.
maybe.
Thank you.
So when you go to the family tree, usually let's go to memories. I guess I gotta sign in first. I don't know if they'll take videos or not.
No.
But, they'll take audio. Family search will take audio. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because I uploaded a bunch of recordings I did with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And,
I guess their website should be updated to host so much space. Yeah.
My guess is videos take a lot of storage space. So my guess is it would be more than they'd want to.
No, yeah.
Right.
Nick,
You can add one thing you can do on like a profile is that you can add a web link. So like if you created a video on YouTube and then you can add a web link to that video on Ancestry.
Nick,
But,
do you mind if I share my screen?
No, go right ahead.
This is a good audience. Maybe you could help me. Maybe you could help me to translate this information that I have.
Eleonora, mi sta facendo impressione Derek perché somiglia esattamente a un mio amico di Carlentini che si chiama Enzo Mangano. È identico.
Silvana, she's looking at you and she's saying, I have good bombs because you really, really look like a friend of mine. His name is Enzo Mangano. So you have a copy. You have a copy in Carlentini.
Ora è un po' di tempo che non lo vedo, ma io appena guardo lui mi sembra.
That's lovely. Thank you.
Ah, yeah, world is so small. Enzo Mangano, ok. Me ne ricorderò.
Sì,
Allora,
te lo faccio conoscere. Che da tanto
vediamo
che
un
non lo
po'. I geroglifici, here we go. The
Okay,
geroglific.
so he says, "E comparso favara Pasquale di anni 34 civile." So the person appearing is Pasquale Favara, and it says,
Can you zoom in
he
a bit?
told me, what?
Nick, where are
Can
you
you
reading?
zoom in, please? If you mind.
Do you guys see
Zoom
numero
in.
198 Fafaro Francesco?
Yeah, but it
You wanted to
starts
zoom in.
l'anno
So this is
1820.
where I'm starting to read right here, A comparso. That's kind of that's where the rubber hits the road in terms of genealogy. The rest of this, there's dates up here. It looks like November 1883, which is 83.
1883.
Yeah, November. But then A comparso is when you get into the genealogical information. A comparso Favara Pasquale di anni 34, 34. Civile is kind of a middle class person, somebody not like a Villico, which is more of a peasant.
Hey, Salvo. If you
Domiciliato in
change your view,
Carlentini.
you might be able to zoom in a little. That might give you a better picture so you can
Oh,
see.
yeah. Okay, thanks.
Sorry, Nick.
It's all right. Oh, that helps. So he's domiciliato in Carlentini. He's residing in Carlentini. And he told me at the hour of Po Meridiani, which is PM in English.
3.
Po Meridiani tre, so 3 p.m. And minuti cinque, 5 minutes. Del di 18, the day is the 18th of the current
Italian
month,
lessons are included.
corrente mese, nella casa posta, which means at the postal address of Piana del Municipio.
Quindi in piazza.
Oh, it's Piazza del Municipio.
Piazza del Municipio.
No,
Main square.
no, guarda, può essere anche scritto piano, perché ad esempio dicevano piana a piazza.
It's
Quindi
numero
piano.
9,
Sì, hai ragione.
number
sì,
9.
È vero, così dicevano.
It's piano, that means square, that it means flat.
Oh, it is
Anyway,
piano
the
then.
square,
Okay.
the square.
Okay,
Anyway,
so-
it's the city hall anyway.
So the mother, of Masana Mariana, his sua moglie, his wife, Civile.
Wait. So we have the address in the square at the number 9.
Quindi
Numero
Eleonora,
9.
guarda, e avevo ragione io che i Messana erano persone abbastanza elevate a livello economico. Queste persone tutte
Yeah, because to live in the main square, they must be very wealthy.
Sì,
And
infatti
Silvana
Messana,
was saying earlier, the
Abitava in
Messana.
guarda, in piazza, la casa per esempio dove c'è il negozio di mio marito, era dei Messana, che poi fu demolita.
Ma qual è il numero 9 della piazza? Let me see.
Non lo
Piazza.
so, dipende da dove, non lo so. Dove
And
da
here,
dove parte,
here it
sinceramente.
says, è nato un bambino de sesso maschile che egli mi presenta. So basically, a male child was born.
Francesco.
He
Whose
presented-
name is Francesco, yeah.
Yeah, whose
Il
name is
nome era
Francesco. So, if this is your Francesco, then these are his parents, Pasquale and Mariana Messana.
I see.
But the question is it yours? So there could be more than one Francesco Favara born in 1883. You want to make sure.
Look where is the number 9 is here, and the city hall is here. So is there where today we have the circle of conversation? E dove
No.
oggi c'è il circolo di conversazione?
No,
È vicino al circo.
è dalla parte opposta, Eleonora, dove ci sono le suore adesso. invece.
Ah, dove ci sono le suore.
Ah, hai ragione, scusami, dall'altro lato. Sì, scusami.
Which is still is a beautiful house anyway. That's where.
E infatti questa è una bella casa di quella tipo signorile. dei tempi.
La casa signorile, esatto.
So we want
Chi è che
try to
parla che vi sento
confirm.
sciusciuliare di sottofondo? Ah,
È Laura. sto parlando.
ah,
So
ok.
this World War I registration says he was born on the 18th of September. And we have 18th of September.
So
So-
Derek, we have an address. When you will be in Carlentini, we can knock at the door and see the.
You can get to the
open-
house as well. You can see the.
Well, before we knock on that door and tell people we're related, we want to make sure we're related. Okay.
Don't
Well,
worry. Now
last
they're
time
all-
I did- Last
There are
time I
no
did it with
young
your
there.
cousin, because I'm
suore
a
ci sono.
kamikaze. I go like a dee. Last time I did it with your cousin, Nick was with Anna Finocchiaro. Do you remember? We just knocked the door, and who opened? Giacomo Culò, our friend. So they invited us to go inside. They were not related, but they knew us. So they treated us like queens. They offered us the olive oil. It was beautiful. I wonder if this house is still inhabited. Questa
No,
casa è
questa-
abitata?
No, questa casa è delle suore, praticamente c'è un centro
Ah.
anziani.
It is
Guarda,
a care. It is now a care center for elderly.
Oh,
But that
okay.
shows how big the house is anyway. So
Sicuramente
Yeah.
la famiglia Messana ha fatto una donazione alle suore.
Yeah,
Quelle
they made a
sono
donation to
case
the
signorili
sister,
antiche.
to the
Okay,
nuns.
let me just stop everybody about this house because it says here that he was born on the 18th of September, and the record we just looked at was recorded in November.
Well,
So-
2 months, yeah. Può essere che veniva rivelato dopo 2 mesi? Sì.
ma anche dopo 6 mesi.
Even
Succedeva,
after
succedeva.
6 months, sometimes they used to register.
Mia sorella è nata il 22 dicembre ed è stata rivelata il 2 gennaio. Quell'anno nuovo.
Derek, are you familiar with this?
Omaha
or Italy?
In Italy.
Derek, are you familiar
Poi ho
with
avuto
this
un mare di problemi
website
per
of
andare a
Portali
scuola.
Antonati?
Ma per i figli maschi li facevano queste cose.
Facevano per il militare.
Per il militare nascevano a novembre, ottobre e li rilevavano, li dichiaravano al comune a gennaio, così
Sì,
ritardavano di fare il
Danilo.
militare, di partire militari.
Laura, she's
Partivano un po'
explaining that
dopo.
very often, above all for the men, for the son, for the kids, for the male, they used to take 2 or 3 months on purpose because in this way they used to go to the military service with 3 months of delay, a little bit later.
Ma non era solo per questo, anche per
Because
evitare
when you
di essere
when you-
dell'anno vecchio, capito?
Sì, ma soprattutto l'epoca della guerra era per farli
per i
above
maschi
all
in particolare,
during
ma anche
the
per le
years
donne
of
lo
the
facevano.
war. Interesting.
But wouldn't it still say the right date of birth?
No, they used to wait 3 months before declaring that they were born on purpose.
Right, so they'd wait 3 months to declare, but would they declare the date as the original birth date?
No. You can declare on the day you present the whatever the child, or you present yourself at the city hall. You cannot backdate the birth.
You should do that the day when your son is born. So they used to wait 3 months on purpose. So for the Italian state, he was born the day when they showed up.
Okay,
Wow.
so the only Francesco Favara I see in the index for 1883 is the one that we just looked at on the record. There is this other Favara, Matteo, but I don't see any other Favaras.
I want to make sure I follow that right with Salvo and Eleonora.
Derek, do you know where they were married?
Could you repeat that, please?
Do you know where they were married?
Where Francesco was married with his wife Tilly.
Right.
Yes, because it would show parents on the marriage application.
Yes.
Mi stai
Yes.
chiedendo se sa dove si sono sposati, perché forse Monica ha qualcosa nelle sue ricerche.
I think I have a copy of that actually.
So while he's looking for that, so Eleanor and Salvo, what you guys are telling me is we might go looking for the guy on the date we think he's born, but actually find one 3 months later with the birth date 3 months later, and that could be the accurate person.
Well, this one is actually 2 months before, though, not 2 months later.
So we are just speculating here. So saying here it was very common years ago for kids, especially for boys, to be declared months later. That's for many reasons. In particular, during the first, Second World War, is because to delay the call to the army, basically. So basically, they could delay by a year, because obviously what happened here is it still is the case in Italy, or used to be the case in Italy. It's every year, the cohort of 1977, which would be my year, would be called, to serve in the army. So by
spiegando questa storia del rivelare
declaring 1 or 2 or 3 months, 6 months, or whatever, you be called to the army 1 year later. That's the only reason that's what was done. Now, in terms of, you cannot backdate it, the birth certificate. You just, the day you present your city hall, that's the day the official birthday date is for the Italian government of the Italian states. That's what it is. Also, by the way, guys, I got news from my dad there, because with regard to the Messana family. He says they were the owner of the pharmacy in the main square. They came from Palermo, and the wife was the dame of the Baron Riso. Allora, leggo in italiano. Allora, i proprietari di una famiglia in piazza venivano da Palermo, e la moglie era la dama di compagnia della moglie del barone Riso, la marchesa di Ganzeria. My dad also has a picture. So basically, the Messana family, so they came from Palermo, and they were the dame of the Baron of Carlentini, and my dad has a picture of her.
Little parenthesis, Derek, Salvo's father, Salvo lives in Dublin, I'm sorry.
Dublin.
But his father, he has been the responsible of the genealogical researches and Ufficio Anagrafe in Carlentini for 40 years, more or less. Now he's retired. So he's our encyclopedia. So having Salvo with us means to have his father as well connected. But Silvana was saying that they were not from Carlentini, and she's confirming.
Ti posso confermare una cosa, Eleonora, che praticamente la casa dove abita mia mamma e c'è il negozio di mio marito era dei Messana, e loro l'hanno comprata, l'hanno demolita e ricostruita. Poi c'erano di queste altre persone, Messana, io l'ho conosciuta, una signorina, era signorina Messana, e suonava il
She met
pianoforte.
one of those Messana, and her mom lives now actually. How old is your mom? 90? Quanti anni ha tua mamma? 90?
94 mi ha sentito.
No, 94. Her mom lives in a house that belonged to the Messana family, and in the same house, her husband has a beautiful shop. He sells clothes.
Clothing shop, yeah.
So
Io ho conosciuto
she-
una delle discendenti di queste Messane che si chiama,
met,
era signorina e suonava il pianoforte, figurati.
Ok.
Io avevo
No,
12 anni,
she was not
ti
married,
parlo di
and she
50
used to
anni
play
fa.
the piano. This lady
So-
called the
so-
Messana.
Suonava il pianoforte. ai
My-
tempi,
my
era una
dad has
cosa, no?
Sorry, my dad has confirmed that the Messana owned a lot of houses around the main square. So aveva un
Sì,
sacco di
sì,
case
infatti.
attorno alla piazza, non solo una.
Mhm.
Quindi possedevano praticamente un quartiere.
Senti, ma anche per esempio la casa che c'è di fronte al negozio di mio marito, quella da
Quella lì,
angolo,
esatto.
prima era dei Messana, poi l'hanno comprata di scapellato, però
Ho
prima
capito.
era dei Messana e questa
Quella che
signorina
adesso è in
abitava lì,
vendita, quella gigante.
abitava nella casa accanto a questa dove c'è tutto quel cortile interno che è bellissimo.
Questa che ora è in vendita, che è quella gigante.
Esatto, accanto a questa c'era un'altra casa dove abitava questa
In this
signorina
moment,
Messana.
in the main
Ma
square of
anche,
Carlentini, there is a house on sale that is huge, is gigantic, and this
anche la
belongs
casa
to
che c'è
Messana.
all'angolo opposto, a
Mhm.
questo angolo, era sempre dei Messana.
Mm.
You know, exactly
I
what
find,
Dad
I
just
find
said.
all of this very interesting because, you know, I've been working on all the Cimino families, and there's a branch of the Ciminos that are Civile, and there's a branch that are Vilico. And, you know, so
Noi tutti villici eravamo,
there the
loro erano
twain shall
civili.
meet.
No, but no, Nick, civile means they lived in the city. Villico where it means where they were living in the countryside. Doesn't mean that I mean you are.
Penso che era anche il tipo di lavoro che facevano. però.
Exactly.
Yeah,
okay.
because
It
they were
depends on the type of work you were
farmers.
doing. But civile means coming from the city. Villico where actually you living in a farm outside the main town.
Yeah. Well, that's helpful. Thank you. So let me just change gears for a second because I just want to show you guys some pictures of
And I was going to make sure Derek got what he was looking for after all that
Yeah,
conversation.
exactly.
Well, I think, Derek, what we need, I mean, I don't know that we're going to solve Derek's issue today. What you and I need to maybe do some reconnoitering on Portale Antonati, because I would want to check to see if maybe the prior year or the later year that there might be another Francesco Favara. Especially Diane McCaw has different parents than what you're showing. So anyway.
Well, like
Sorry,
Monica
also,
said,
also another thing, I don't know if they help or not. I mean, the Messana, they're extremely wealthy family. I don't know whether they immigrated to Omaha or to the States for, you know, for needs, you know, for in search of a better life. Very well life in Sicily. So I don't know whether they were actually, I'm sorry, I don't mean it now, but I mean, if you think about it, I mean, they're extremely wealthy.
Monica has a good idea to find them.
Probably they didn't need to immigrate anywhere.
And Monica has a good idea about looking at for the marriage record to see what parents are listed there.
Yeah,
I have that record. I could share it, and if you have 1 minute.
Sure. Yes, please.
Nick, dobbiamo chiedere a Rino per vedere chi sono i parenti di Derek a Carlentini.
Sì, infatti oggi gli dicevo a Derek, appena lui sarà a Carlentini, se io per esempio non sono disponibile, ci sarà uno
Vado
dei
io, non ti
ragazzi degli
preoccupare.
interpreti.
Ma ci posso andare pure io con
Il top da fare è sicuramente la villa, il comune e poi l'ufficio anagrafe, perché queste sono tre tappe che dovranno fare tutti, e ovviamente il parco Omaha.
Però glielo potremmo già dire adesso a Rino, così lui prepara un
Sì,
po'.
infatti, if
un'occhiatina.
we communicate in advance to Rino, who is one of the employees who works still in the ufficio anagrafe, where we find all the
Yeah, there's the names.
birth of
There you have it.
Yeah,
So-
right there it is.
There it is.
Oh,
Okay.
So it was the Massanas.
It was okay
Maybe-
after all. Yeah.
Um, on the other side of the coin is that Tilly Salerno is the sister of Giuseppe Salerno and Sebastiano Salerno, who were considered the kind of the founders
Bingo!
of the Italian
All
community.
right, we found it.
So,
Mhm.
you know, they may have been able to have that relationship with the Massana family.
So Derek, you have to know. I will introduce you your cousins: Gary Gibilisco, Kimberly Matteo, David Randall, Milena Salerno, Pina Salerno in Carlentini. We have hundreds of people for you.
In
Who
Messana
else?
penso che non ce ne siano più.
No, Messana.
Credo proprio di no.
I don't think so. But from the Salerno side, we have.
That's
a
my
lot.
dad. Jenny Messana in Carlentini left.
Ci sono?
No, I'm gonna ask now. Sto chiedendo adesso, vediamo cosa mi dice.
Ah, sì, sì, possibilmente tu valuta. E Messana, sai che significa? È l'antico nome della città di Messina.
Esatto.
Ah,
So,
Messana was
Messina
one
si
of the
chiamava
ancient
Messana.
names of the city of Messina. That is the
Derek,
city.
I would
North-
recommend that you add these documents to your gallery. The one that you just showed me and this one on Ancestry, because these are beautiful.
Mhm.
Okay,
It's true.
I haven't, see here it says Joseph Salerno brother. It's
Mhm.
scratched out father,
Right.
because I
Yeah,
believe he
because
had
the
already-
father, I
believe he-
don't know that he had arrived at that point. He came later.
Or had deceased perhaps.
No, he did come to Omaha because we have family pictures where he's with all of his children.
Well, it says
Hey,
the father is dead.
talking about that, I'm
It
sorry.
says the father of said minor is dead,
Yes,
and he's the
yes.
brother of Joseph. It's
Okay, so
Father- Yes, yes,
he did die. Let me just show you what I have on him.
okay.
Talking about that, in those days, I'm working on an article, and I took the book Italians of Omaha in my hands again. And I don't know why I put in my memory a wrong year. I don't know why I thought that the first Carlentinese, Joseph Salerno, arrived in Omaha in 1893, but it's not, was 1895. So seeing that in 2 years, in 2025, we will have the 130th anniversary of the first Carlentinese in Omaha, and we have 2 years, so that is enough time. It's not next year, that is so short. Actually, next year is still 2023 now. I would like to work with Sicula under this point of view. In this moment, they are having a meeting. That's why there is nobody around. I wanted to ask a formal request to the Durham Museum to dedicate a section to the Sicilians, because they made that station and all the railways with their shoulders. And in the Durham Museum, there isn't even a wall dedicated to the Sicilian. And we want to dedicate to the Salernos who were there for first, and all the families who distinguished themselves in the reconstruction of the Union Pacific Railroad, or whatever. So we have 2 years from this moment on, and I just realized that 2 days ago. So I already talked with Sicula, and we will work on it. So if you have connections, if you know someone at the Durham Museum, we will write a project, we will write an idea, whatever. So this will be for the next 2 years.
Sorry, I spoke with my dad. There are Messana and Carlentini, but just a few. So so you can find some Messana. Now, obviously, that's what my dad just said. So.
Yeah. going in Italian, quando visiterete un giorno Omaha, c'è questo museo che è bellissimo, che è il Durham Museum, dal quale hanno fatto il collegamento il giorno che abbiamo fatto il patto di
Nick ci sta
amicizia.
salutando, Eleonora.
Nick, are you
Sta
going
dicendo che
away?
deve chiudere.
Okay.
I need to go. So I am going to click end, and I don't know if Mary Kay is there.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to click end. I'm going to click leave meeting, and if I disappear, that's good. Let me just see what's going to happen.
Happy New Year.
Okay, it's going to say I'm going to assign to Mary Kay, and I'm going to leave. Okay.
Ok.
So
We will miss you.
Yes, sir.
la prossima
Ciao Nick,
settimana.
alla prossima.
Ciao.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Thank you, Nick.
Eleonora,
Sì.
I have one question for you. Just
Yes,
make
Sheila.
sure, and I don't know this, but there were also a lot of Italians, not just Sicilians
Oh
involved
yeah.
in the
Oh
railroad.
yeah. That's
So
for
if you
sure.
go that route and you're going just Sicilian, just be careful.
Yeah, you're right. We should talk about Italians. We were equal at that point. Trish, what happened?
Now I
And
have
so
to stick up for Steve.
everybody was
We
laughing.
listen to these calls every week, but I got to
Yeah.
stick up first once in a
You're right.
while.
Praticamente a Omaha c'è questo museo che si chiama Durham Museum, dove c'è la stazione ed è bellissimo dentro perché ci sono tante aree all'interno del museo stesso, quella dedicata agli indiani d'America, quella dedicata alle case tipiche americane degli anni 50, c'è un treno storico tutto visitabile, ma non c'è una parete dedicata a sti italiani e soprattutto ai siciliani che hanno con il loro sudore costruito fisicamente proprio le ferrovie. E quindi siccome ho ripreso da poco il libro Gli italiani di Omaha in mano perché sto scrivendo un articolo per una giornalista di Roma e quindi mi sto rispolverando un po' tutte le parti della ricerca, delle informazioni, mi sono accorta che avevo messo a memoria l'anno sbagliato, perché il primo carlentinese non arrivò là nel 1893, bensì nel 1895. Quindi, dato che ci sono 2 anni prima di avere il 130° anniversario del primo carlentinese lì, noi vogliamo iniziare a rompere le scatole al Durham Museum per dedicarci una sezione agli italiani e vediamo se ci riusciamo. Questo è un altro obiettivo di sicuro nei prossimi giorni.
Eleonora, could I say something? The
course
last time I was in Omaha in September, I went to the Durham Museum. This is the first time that I had ever been there and I was very impressed with it. I thought it was fabulous and that.
Did you like it?
Yeah, but I called them because, I have found all those, I came into possession of all those letters that were written to my uncle when he was in World War II. And they have a certain section there where, they go, the archives in that, because I was looking for someone to take these letters and that. And I kind of told her I was disappointed that there wasn't anything about the Sicilians and that, but she was very kind. But unfortunately, I don't have that information because, I'm in Florida now, but I mean, I could call her.
When you do that next time, Marianne Sofayo, she can be your tour guide over there because she was great.
We went at the last minute because we wanted to go to Orsi, so close.
Just in the future, if you have people visiting, you can suggest, I know someone who can show you. Because she explained us a lot of interesting things, but you're right. There is nothing about Italians over there.
Right, and I'm like, where is this about the UP and that?
È vero, non c'è niente. È vero, non c'è niente.
But she was very excited about these letters that I had, and she asked me, we would definitely want these letters. So I told her the next time I was there, I'd bring all these letters to her. So I can maybe, call her and see if she could, give us a suggestion. But I think that's a great idea because they built Omaha. They were such a big part that we need to have their story told at the museum.
I would also suggest if you can give those copies of those letters to the Douglas County Historical Society too.
Oh, and I know Natalie there because I've worked with her a lot. That's a great, I mean, I have probably like 200 of them. Everybody in the family wrote every week, and some of them are hysterical. Some of them I don't
Yeah,
let share.
Susan,
but-
your book should go as well to the Douglas Historical.
So I'm making a book about all of these letters in that. And my father,
Yeah.
when he was in World War II, he also kept a diary. So I've got all these books in the process, but Bob Hughes has talked to me about, my book.
Exactly. I suggest him because last time that I was there with Marianne, there were just 3 books about Italians in the entire library. So I was like, where is everybody?
Right.
And we have more. So having family books, maybe one day we will have a shelf dedicated to Italians. Anche in questa biblioteca che è bellissima, Douglas, la biblioteca storica di Douglas, ci sono tantissimi registri antichi. Io ho trovato per esempio proprio il manoscritto di mio nonno che firmò lui di pugno suo nel 1922, però ci sono solo 3 libri sugli italiani, solo 3, cioè è assurdo di tutto.
Assurdo per tutta per il numero di persone che c'è lì.
La
E
mail,
poi comunque
la
se,
cosa che
se il
diceva
papà di
Bob-
Susan ha fatto questo diario sarebbe bello da scrivere.
Lo scriviamo noi eventualmente un libro, dai.
Yeah, we will write a book eventually.
Ci
We have
possiamo provare.
so much material.
Dovremmo fare delle interviste alle persone anziane.
E ci stiamo lavorando per
Ma ormai
quanto
sono
riguarda-
troppo, forse non ce ne sono più persone che hanno questi ricordi. Mia nonna aveva dei ricordi di suo fratello che partì, ma mia nonna ormai è morta da parecchio tempo, così come lei e anche altri, che quella era l'età.
Ivana, she's saying that we should hurry up to start with interviews, above all with the old people. Maybe some of them, they still remember those immigrants. My grandma, she's saying her brother was the one who left to go to Omaha, and obviously she remembered everything, all the letters, all the things that her brother used to tell her, but now she's gone. She passed away years ago, so maybe
io ho
there is
qualche
nobody
foto
who is
rimasta,
still
niente
alive.
di più.
She has pictures and letters, so this is the power, the memory. Questo è quello che vorremmo fare con il bando. In questi giorni stiamo scrivendo il progetto e tra 2 o 3 giorni avremo un meeting con Sicula per creare un portale della memoria che includa interviste, libri, la possibilità di creare un documentario, la digitalizzazione del cimitero e dei registri, quindi a un certo punto ci si metterà a fare ricerca. Però tutte queste azioni vanno purtroppo sostenute da anche un aiuto economico.
Comunque questa chat dove siamo con Nick eccetera è stata molto utile per me perché lui mi ha trovato subito tutti i parenti di Omaha.
Silvana,
Io avevo qualche indizio, ma lui proprio in una sera mi ha trovato tutti i parenti.
This Zoom that is for free, actually it has been very, very helpful for me because I had some little details, and thanks to Nick I found everything. Now she knows everything. She met her relatives as well, because as you are over there, on our side over here, we have a lot of people who are not able to speak in English. Sometimes they're not even able to go to Zoom, who are craving to meet their relatives, and it's the same on our side. Yeah.
Poi con una foto messa
And
sul
she
gruppo
found with
di
one
Omaha,
picture.
con una foto,
Online.
hanno detto ma di chi è questa foto? Questa è la foto di mia suocera.
And then she
Bam.
found with one picture.
Siamo
Okay.
messi d'accordo, quindi in un attimo abbiamo trovato.
Che bello. I'm so happy when you see, this is the biggest, this is priceless. This is priceless.
Eleonora,
That's,
Eleonora,
Vai, Laura.
questa raccolta di questi carlentinesi è solamente limitata ad Omaha? Perché noi ci sono molti carlentinesi che sono in Florida,
non
che sono in
dovrebbe.
Baltimora.
No, vedi, Derek
Perché io lì ho
nell'esempio,
altri parenti.
Derek nell'esempio, lui oggi mi ha scritto, mi ha detto io sono discendente di carlentinesi trasferitesi a Omaha, ma poi da Omaha ce ne siamo andati tanto tempo fa. Derek, how long haven't your relatives, they haven't been in Omaha? For how long? When did they move? Jeremy is the same, he's not in Omaha as well. Yeah.
che sono in Florida e Baltimora.
Un po' freddo, eh?
Well, my family still lives in Omaha. My parents have always lived there, and their
I suoi
grandparents.
genitori ancora sono là.
Mhm. I moved away for a work
Lui si è
opportunity in the United
spostato.
States.
While Jeremy, is you the
Per lavoro.
generation who moved, or do you have
My parents moved.
your parents
Tre
moved?
genitori.
Who else in this group has the parents who moved? So emigrated from Carlentini to Omaha, and then at one point they moved, and you were born somewhere else, not in Omaha.
I was born in Omaha, but we moved to Texas when I was 8 years old.
I see. Okay. Yeah, this is a common story. A lot of people, they moved. Laura, she's right. She's asking, is this collection of stories limited just to the people who from Carlentini moved to Omaha? Because she has a lot of relatives in Florida. It was no, obviously we talk about at this point, Carlentina, I see in the United States who arrived in Omaha, and at one point they spread all over.
A lot of them went to California, to San Jose. I don't know what industry brought them, but there is a lot of people who came from Carlentini to Omaha, settled here, and then they moved on. I haven't, that's like, well, Fred always says that you'll find someone with Carlentini roots in the San Jose, Sacramento area.
San Jose. A couple winters here and decided to move to California.
Eh sì, perché il clima della California è molto simile.
Sì,
a quello
perché
della
faceva troppo
Sicilia.
freddo a Omaha.
Infatti, lo fa ancora.
I mean, at that time is not the cold that we have nowadays, and now we have so many helps, and was hard. I think it was shocking for Sicilian. It still shocks me when I
Io
come
penso,
there.
Eleonora, tu pensa ai nostri antenati, poverini, quando sono arrivati lì a lavorare con quella temperatura, che per loro era, cioè quando noi, qua si illudevano che in America era il paradiso, no? Quelli che rimanevano
Invece,
ma in effetti non era proprio questo paradiso.
Silvana, she's saying that people who remain here, they thought they had the illusion that who left, they went to paradise, while it was not a paradise for them to work with those temperature, and to have those winters was a hell for Sicilian at the beginning. To, of course, era un inferno, perché poi facevano tutti i lavori
And
all'esterno.
without the beaches too.
E senza le spiagge.
Eravamo abituati, tu un attimo e vedi il mare.
Infatti i parenti che ho in Florida parlavano questo, che andavano lì perché lì il clima era migliore, era più caldo.
They left because of the weather. Yeah.
Guarda, mia nonna andò in America negli anni 60.
I want to ask Donna, do you have something that you want to talk about? Because Nick had on the schedule about the Rumas and Randazzo's.
Well, I'm not real sure. The Randazzo's, I have no idea that they were in my family tree at all.
Scusami,
And
Mary
I
Kay
don't
ha
even think I know
interrotto
any
questo
of them.
racconto chiedendo qualcosa a Donna, se ha qualcosa dei Randazzo da condividere.
Do you want to work on it next week with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Allora,
that'd be
la
fine.
prossima settimana con Nick. While Silvana, thank you, Dana. Silvana
You're
was
welcome.
sharing a memory. Her mom or your grandma? Tua nonna o tua mamma?
Mia nonna
Her
andò in America
grandma went to United States.
perché mio zio era andato in America e quindi
Because
lei andò a
her
trovare suo
uncle,
figlio.
the brother was there, her grandma's
No,
brother.
il fratello di mia mamma andò in America. Quindi
so
mia
your
nonna lo andò a
grandma
trovare.
went there because her son was there. So the son was her uncle,
Ma
okay?
lui era andato in America perché c'erano tutte le sue zie, le sorelle di suo padre. Quindi lui andò in America dalle zie.
E quando lei ci andò, che ricordo aveva? Che anni erano?
Quando mia nonna è andata negli anni 60.
She went in the 60s to visit the family and the son over
E ha
there.
incontrato le sue cognate che erano andate via nel 1920 all'incirca.
And she met over there all her sisters-in-law because the son went to visit the aunts. So when he arrived there, he was not alone. And all of those aunts, they moved in the 1920, in the 20s, more or less.
Quindi quando mia nonna...
In
No,
Omaha.
no, in Connecticut. Quelli erano di
Connecticut, I'm sorry.
Yes, New Britain.
New Britain.
E quindi queste zie, quando mia nonna arrivò lì, le raccontarono poi lì a Villasmundo, mi sembrava che noi qua facevamo feste, eravamo americani, ma noi qui abbiamo sofferto maledettamente, dovevamo lavorare fuori con 1 metro di neve, cioè non eravamo assolutamente abituati. Hanno raccontato a mia nonna che hanno sofferto tantissimo queste signore.
All the aunts, they were sharing some confidences, and they were saying, here we have suffered a lot because we have been forced to work outside with the 3 feet of snow, and it has been a hard life. You think in Sicily that here we are to have parties and have fun, but we don't. So she realized that was not
E non potevano neanche più tornare indietro.
And that they couldn't go back anyway. They couldn't go back because it was too late. Well, they were already there and they couldn't say, okay, Derek, you have to go. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you all.
See you soon. It's been a pleasure.
I will call back.
Well, you will meet some of them in June, maybe.
Ci vediamo a Carlentini, quando verrai a Carlentini.
See you in Carlentini. You see, now you have a direct connection.
When does Derek go to Carlentini in June?
From the, I think around the 10th.
Okay.
Of June.
No.
The 10th.
I won't be there then. So probably I'll be there at the end of June anyway. Yeah, that's fine.
Vai Laura. Buonanotte.
Ragazzi.
Ciao, Sara, ci
Well, I
vediamo
will
presto.
relocate.
Ciao Laura, penso che riusciremo.
Okay.
Ciao, ciao.
Sì. Interesting memory. E Silvana, tu hai ancora tutte le lettere? Do you still have
Non
all
lo
the
so,
letters?
sai, dovrei chiedere a mia madre, penso che qualche lettera l'ha conservata.
I will ask to my mom.
Quasi tutti i giorni scrivevo, per esempio, io aspettavo il postino davanti alla porta che portava le lettere dall'America.
Sì, she must have.
Ma mio zio poi ci mandava anche tante cose. Invece del pacco ci mandava
My
le
uncle used to
stoffe,
send
era
us
molto
a
generoso.
gift as well.
E ricordo che lui mandava le stoffe e poi mia mamma ci faceva i vestitini, poi gli mandavamo le foto con i vestitini delle stoffe che ci aveva mandato lui. Era proprio uno scambio continuo, tutti i giorni.
I used to send the fabric and they used to send back little dresses with the fabric that he sent. So it was continuously an exchange. Interesting.
Molte delle foto che vedo io da bambina sono fatte con i vestiti, con le stoffe che venivano dall'America.
The majority of the pictures that I have of myself when I was a child, all the dresses that I used to wear were made with the fabrics coming from United States. Silvana, su questa cosa siamo, secondo me, ancora, cioè, io quando vado lì penso che trovo delle cose un po' migliori, invece quando loro vengono qua pensano che le cose migliori ce le abbiamo noi. Quindi quando siamo esterofile pensiamo che quello che è fuori sia sempre meglio, in realtà.
In my family, my Nana went back for the one time in the 50s and she brought back a white linen fabric and it was pretty narrow. And she gave it to my mother. So my mother made a baptismal gown. And all 6 of us and most like 20 of the grandchildren have all been baptized in that fabric from Sicily.
Quando sua mamma andò in Sicilia negli anni 50, portò in America un pezzo di stoffa di lino puro e ci fecero un fazzoletto per il battesimo e da quel momento in poi tutti nella sua famiglia sono stati battezzati su quel pezzo di stoffa. This is a beautiful memory. Can you take a picture of this fabric if you have it somewhere?
Yeah. I will. I have it here someplace. All my kids were baptized in it. We're going to embroider everyone's name sometime who's been baptized in it.
Oh, e sono stati scritti i nomi di chi è stato battezzato nei bordi.
Bellissimo.
Yeah, I'll get one for you.
Mhm.
Oh,
Io
really
mio figlio-
quickly, I have
Bene, a
l'ho fatto-
sei.
Io ho
Trish,
fatto
sì.
a mio figlio Giuliano quando l'ho battezzato, gli ho fatto io il vestito di lino, quello lungo, sai?
Mm.
Tutto ricamato, sempre di lino comunque, come ha detto lei. Era
Yeah, the
stoffa di
linen
pulire.
is the one for the baptism. Yeah.
I would just say that I have to go now, but next week I can talk about the spreadsheet that we're transcribing records from the Carlentini Cemetery. So
Okay.
I've started doing translation for that and writing things down, so I'll be able to show you when Nick is here.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does Nick have that on his agenda, Trish?
Yeah, he did, but he had to go early, so I figured I'd wait till next week.
Okay.
So
All right. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you, Trish.
bye.
I need to go
Yeah,
to,
bye.
Okay, I
All
think
right.
that we can suspend this first meeting that has been very
Vorrei,
interesting. so far.
vorrei dire
Sì.
a Eleonora un attimino, a Mary Kay, giusto? Che la prossima volta vorrei invitare Alfio Turco, che è il suo cugino, quello che abita a
Alfio?
Pisa. Alfio, lo conosci tu?
No, Silvana,
No?
she's saying that next time she would love to invite Alfio Turco, who is your cousin,
Alfio
who
Polare.
lives in Pisa.
Lo invito, vediamo se si collega. Ci provo. Dimmi, Jeremy.
Alfio Polare.
Mm. Ah, lo invito anche lui la prossima volta. Vediamo se viene alla sì. Che ti ha detto? Vi siete
He will
sentiti?
invite him as well.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you about that because I started communicating with him and then he just dropped off. I don't know, like if I was going to ask you if there's maybe like if he's not interested in, connecting or.
Ti ha detto
Sharing is
Eleonora?
caring.
Ha detto che ci ha provato, hanno parlato diverse volte, poi a un certo punto non ha mostrato interesse e ha chiesto, sta chiedendo come mai, si sta
Non
chiedendo.
lo so, questo non te lo so dire. Non lo so. Dovrei
No,
dire,
certo,
perché
non sappiamo il
ho
motivo per
visto,
cui.
ho visto che ti ha fatto gli auguri per Capodanno, questo l'ho visto, però forse un po'. Ora lo chiamo e gli dico perché non ti colleghi, così
Jeremy, she's going to ask him and see why he disappeared. So
Yeah, I look forward to it. Okay, guys, we'll
Okay.
see you next week.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you all.
Ciao, ciao.
Okay, bye-bye.
Cheers,
Alla
bye-bye.
prossima. Ciao.
Yep.
Ciao a tutti.
Ciao.
That's a quick call.